MATRIXX has had 2 promotions already in less than a year, so he's got a great start, and he's going to give us all a fantastic talk on how to nurture C-level relationships.
Cheers, Alex. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? So, yeah, as Alex mentioned, I work for a company called MATRIXX. Now, MATRIXX, we're a company based out of the US, and we are actually selling to telco operators. We're helping them become more digital, and we are basically helping them provide good customer experience for us millennials, which is a very good thing that I'm doing. It's very passionate, you know, and over the last 11 months, it's been an incredible journey. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about that journey and about how I am actually getting in contact with a lot of the C-levels. Now, when I started my role at MATRIXX, and actually, big shout out to Tara, because if it wasn't for Tara, I would not be here. Tara helped me get this role at MATRIXX, and when Tara came up to me and said, look, we have a great opportunity for you at MATRIXX, I was a bit hesitant, because the telco industry isn't the most exciting one, or at least it doesn't seem like the most exciting one. But over the last 11 months, I've actually discovered that the telco industry rocks, okay? We are basically going through the same revolution as the fintech industry. We're basically doing the same as Revolut and Monzo are doing, and it's very, very exciting. So how do we actually, and one of the things that I said to myself is, how do I bring value to my sales team, okay? So we have a very large sales team, and because of the complexity of the technology that we sell, our sales cycles is about 18 to 24 months, okay? Now, I know that a lot of you here could sell something within a month, okay? So it's a very different sales cycle, but this actually means that we need to be very careful about who we speak to. We need to basically go hand in hand with them for a long period of time. So the sales directors need a lot of support, but different support to what a normal SDR would do. Now, how many of you here are targeted on calls or emails that you send out weekly? Quite a lot of you, okay? So with the SDR team at MATRIXX, we're not targeted on that at all. So we're just targeted on the amount of meetings that we book between our sales directors and our C-levels. And the reason because of that is we operate in such a complicated market. So we need to basically look at the C-levels and say, okay, they're the industry leaders. I've only come out of university a year ago. So how do I actually nurture them? Okay, and this is why I wanted to share with you the strategies that I've been building over the last 11 months on how to nurture that relationship, how to make them think that you're the main point of reference, okay? So if someone wants to know anything about MATRIXX, I want them to come to me, okay? I don't want them to go to my sales directors, because I can initiate that conversations for them, and I can actually bring valuable intel into my sales director. So the way we begin this is by doing a planning phase, okay? And now we have a lot of tools. We have the power of the internet. We have LinkedIn, okay? I can find out what every single C-level is doing right now, okay? And when I started the job, I had about 400 connections. Now I've got about 2,500, and all of those people are purely C-levels within the telco industry. Because what we want to do is build a network of C-levels where we actually analyze everything they do, okay? So if they post an article, you want to leverage and you want to use that in order to tailor the approach, okay? So if we look at an article that they have posted, and we understand the language, we analyze everything they say, we look at the annual reports, we look at what their company are doing and how, what are they missing, okay? If you're selling a solution into a C-level, they want to know how can they make money out of it, okay? And how is it going to make a difference in the market? So if you understand those things and you understand the language they speak, then you will be able to go back and tailor that email in a completely different way. And you're going to be very unique. And that's the kind of value that you need to bring as a, not more of an SDR, but you kind of need to kind of flex out of the comfort zone and become a thought leader. And we can really, really do that on LinkedIn. So the LinkedIn is a huge, huge tool that we have. Once we identify the key C-levels, we can then dissect them into personas, okay? And the most important thing is to actually look at every individual C-level and tailor something to them. Use your marketing material, use your collateral, use your everything that you have, all the tools that you have available, and tailor them to that persona. Tailor them to the person that you're speaking to the market. Every single lead detail is very important when you're approaching C-levels. Now, just because we sell into C-levels only, or well, just because we only book meetings with C-levels and we only have conversations with them, it doesn't mean that you don't go lower down, gather more intelligence, and then go have the conversation with the C-level, okay? I can then say, okay, I know you're doing this, this, and this because I've actually spoken to your team last week. So all of this is kind of a puzzle. You will need to put all of these pieces together. And once you put them all together, then that's how you're going to develop and tailor that approach. Okay, so it needs to be kind of a puzzle. And the next thing I would say is keep on nurturing them, okay? So once you have these meetings, once you have this powerful network of C-levels, you bring a lot of value to your sales team, okay? A lot of these C-levels sometimes reach out to me and they don't even reply to my sales guys, okay? They just reach out to me and say, oh, you're gonna be at this event, let's meet, okay? These meetings and your KPIs are gonna fly off because there will be, and it's a lot of hard work at the beginning. In order to do this, you need to kind of identify everyone and you need to know every C-level within a company like the back of your hand, okay? So it's a very hard work, but it will pay off because a lot of C-levels are very busy and they actually don't reply. But they're industry leaders. They've been in this industry for years and years and years. That's how they got to the top. So if you become a thought leader and you give something different, then you are able to actually give your sales team a very, very valuable team, a very, very valuable thing, sorry. And then finally, you keep on nurturing them. So what do you just want to speak about your company? Not at all, okay? You need to use powerful tools such as strategic consultants, okay? Send them some market intelligence that you're seeing, the latest, I don't know, we operate a lot in the 5G world. Now, I know operators that are going into 5G, and I'm going to leverage that and nurture them with completely different material. I'm not just going to power them down with MATRIXX software. One thing that I never do is put my company name. Okay, I never mention that on the email, and I never mention the word sales, okay, because that's how you scare C-levels off sometimes. So you just need to be very, very careful. But I think the most valuable thing as an SDR that you can do is step out of the comfort zone, like many of these guys have said today, but bring that extra value to your sales team because you're going to become very valuable and you're gonna kind of achieve something that it's beyond an SDR role, okay? And all the account mapping, all the org charts, everything that you can do in order to dissect the personas that you're speaking to and tailor your approach, then that's going to be hugely beneficial to your success moving into an account director because you don't want to skip the small steps. And some of my account directors, you know, they don't know as much detail as I do because I'm just going in deep and using my time to go over the intel. So I think that would be my best advice to you guys. And you're in this room, so you're in sales. You've already made a good choice, okay? Sales is amazing, so make the most of it. And yeah, thank you to James and everyone. Thank you.
Well, I think we can all agree there were some incredible speakers there, and I'm sure there's a lot that you can take back into your sales roles and start implementing straight away. And for the next part, what we're going to do is get all of the speakers back up, and you're going to have the opportunity to ask them some questions.